to register your child in a Dutch-speaking nursery or primary school in Brussels. That is what we will be explaining in this short film. All Dutch-speaking schools in Brussels follow the same registration procedure except for special education. Look up their procedures on inschrijveninbrussel.be or contact the school or the CLB, the Pupil Guidance Center. Who are these registration procedures for? For all children born in 2019, for all the children who don't go to school yet, and for all children who want to change schools. It is very important that all children born in 2019 sign up or register already this year, even if they will only be starting in September 2022. The registration procedure takes place over 3 periods. The first period is the priority for siblings of pupils and children of school staff. They can register first between the 4th and the 15th of January. After these registrations, the schools calculate how many free places they have for all other children. The other children can apply for a place in the second period via the website inschrijveninbrussel.be. This can be done between the 1st of March at 9 a.m. and the 26th of March at 4 p.m. During this period, there are certain rules of priority. Each school divides all the children who have signed up into various priority groups. Indicate when applying for a place which priority group your child belongs to. 55% of all the places are reserved for children with at least one parent who speaks Dutch sufficiently well. In addition, there is a simultaneous priority given to GOK and non-GOK pupils. GOK stands for Equal Educational Opportunities. GOK children are those whose mother does not have a diploma of secondary education or who receive a school allowance. 35% of all the places are reserved for GOK children. 65% are for non-GOK children. For example, there are 20 places in a class. 7 places are reserved for GOK pupils, 35%, Dutch-speaking or not. 13 places for non-GOK pupils, 65%, from which 11 places for Dutch native speakers, 55%. Before the start of each registration period, each school calculates how many free places are left. On the 26th of February at 2 p.m., inschrijveninbrussel.be will post an overview of the free spaces in each school. Consult that overview before you sign your child up. When you click on Detail, you can see how many free places are left for the priority group your child belongs to. If your child belongs to the GOK priority group, then you can look at how many places are reserved for GOK pupils. If your child belongs to the non-GOK priority group, then you can look at how many places are reserved for non-GOK pupils. Within the non-GOK category, you can see how many of the non-GOK places are reserved for children in the Dutch-speaking priority group. The number of places for non-GOK pupils and the number of places reserved for the Dutch-speaking priority group should thus not be added together. If your child belongs to the Dutch-speaking priority group and the GOK priority group, then look at the GOK places and not at the places reserved for the Dutch-speaking priority group. Dutch-speaking GOK pupils don't count towards reaching the 55% of places reserved for Dutch speakers. Dutch-speaking GOK pupils have priority over non-Dutch-speaking GOK pupils, as long as there are free places for GOK pupils. If more children in a given priority group applied for a place in a school than the number of places available, certain criteria are used to rank the pupils to fill the places available. The pupils are first ranked by choice of school, and then by distance. First come the children for whom the school was first choice, then those for whom the school was second choice, and then those for whom the school was third choice, and so on. Within a group of children with the same choice of school, the selection is made based on distance. distance from the home address of the child to the school, or from the workplace of one of the parents to the school. For each choice of school, the children living closest to the school or whose parents' workplace is closest to the school are accepted first. The distance is calculated as the crow flies. For each choice of school, the shortest distance is used. This may differ per choice of school. For example, for choice 1, the home address, and for choice 2, the workplace address. An example. Suppose that a school has 5 free places for Dutch-speaking non-GOK pupils, and there are 7 children from this priority group who have signed up for the school. When ranking them, the children for whom this was the first choice of school will come first. These children will be ranked based on distance. Pupil A lives closest to the school and therefore tops the list. After that comes pupils B and C. Then come the children who put the school as second choice, pupils D and E. They will also be ranked based on distance. Pupil D lives only 100 meters from the school, but will be ranked in 4th place. The reason is that choice of school is more important than distance. Pupil D listed the school as only second choice, and therefore comes after all the children for whom it was the first choice. Pupil F does not receive a place. He put the school down as second place but lives further than Pupil D and Pupil E. Pupil G lives next to the school but does not get a place because he or she put the school only as third choice. How to apply for a place. Surf to Inschrijven and click on Applying for a place. Create a file with your child's national register number. This can be done between the 1st of March at 9 a.m. and the 26th of March at 4 p.m. Someone who signs up on the first day has the same chances as someone who signs up on the last day. It is important, however, to sign your child up within the period mentioned above. After that, it is no longer possible to sign up, and you will have to wait for the open registration period. There is much less chance of finding a place in a given school at that time. On the website, you can find an instructional film under My File about how to apply for a place, how to look in your file, and make changes. When you apply for a place, enter the information requested about priority and gather the necessary documents. For if you indicate that your child is part of the Dutch-speaking priority group, you have to document this. You need 2 documents for this: an educational certificate of your Dutch competency, proof that this person is in fact the child's parent. If your family receives a school allowance via the growth package, then your child is entitled to the GOK priority. You need to provide proof of this as well. All information about the documents you need to provide as proof is available on Inschrijven. Click on My File and then go to Which Documents. Send those documents via email to lop.brussel@vlaanderen.be. And always state your child's name and national register number. Send these in within 3 days after signing up. This way, we have enough time to check the documents. If there is a problem with the documents, we will contact you. After applying for a place, 2 more steps follow. You receive a message with all the registration details. You register your child if your child has been given a place in a school of your choice. You will receive a message with all the registration details. On the 30th of April, you will receive an assignment message by email or post. You can also find the message in the mailbox of your file on the website. The message will give you the result of your application for a place. There are 3 possibilities. Your child has been given a place in the school of first choice. You can register your child. Because your child can be registered in the school of first choice, he or she will no longer be listed in the second, third, fourth schools of choice. The child is thus no longer on the waiting list. Your child has been given a place in the school of second, third, or fourth choice. You can register your child in that school. After that, your child is also placed on the waiting list of the schools higher up on the list. Your child has not been given a place. Your child is on the waiting list for all the schools chosen. When a place becomes available, the school will contact you. You register your child if your child has been given a place in a school of your choice. If your child has a place, then please contact the school between the 3rd and the 26th of May to register. The assignment message will contain all relevant information. The school will send you a confirmation of registration. Take note, be sure to register your child between the 3rd and the 26th of May. If you don't do so, you will lose the place reserved for you. If your child did not receive a place in one of the schools chosen, you will receive a document of unsuccessful registration. This is a rejection document that says you can't register in that particular school at the moment, but that your child is placed on the waiting list. You will receive it on the 30th of April. Have you not yet received a place in a school? In that case, you can still register during the open registration period. That is the 3rd and final period, which begins on the 3rd of June. On the 28th of May, Inschrijven in Brussel.be will post an overview of the remaining free spaces in each school. The registration takes place directly via the school and follows chronological order. First come, first served. You can also contact schools that have no more free places. Your child will then be placed on the waiting list. Because of the coronavirus measures, it could be that the registrations cannot be held in person at the school. Keep an eye on the website inschrijveninbrussel.be for more information about the practical instructions for the open registration period. Still have questions? Have a look at inschrijveninbrussel.be or contact the help desk of the LOP, local consultation platform for Brussels primary education.